we've got to talk about the big arrival with the revival, FTR,
Yeah,
making their debut. Obviously, we know that it's not what it could have been because we don't have fans. It always hits me in the side every time. I'm like, oh, can you imagine that reaction? I could have lived off that for a year. But look, we're not mucking around. They come in, beat up the Butcher and the Blade. Don't understand why the Butcher and Blade have changed gimmicks, by the way. No idea what that's about.
What the hell were they wearing?
They've become like Miami Vice characters.
Are they angels now? I was like, what is, like, they don't look scary at all anymore. Like, they were two of the most intimidating dudes in the company. And now I'm like.
And the bunny's not the bunny.
They look like gardeners. Right. I'm like, what are they
doing? So strange. Anyway. I guess it gets explained. That was too much. That was one of these things I was like, no, you made me feel like I missed something. Never let me feel like I've missed something, especially when I'm watching. But anyway, I got over it quite quickly because, of course, Truck pulls up. I'm going to call him Dash and Dawson because I'm still not used to their new names, Cash and something or other.
And they're stupid. The new names are just bad. They're just bad. Like, it's Dax Harwood.
That's it. Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler. That's it.
Come on, bro. Like, how did that?
I don't know.
How did that end up being their names? I'm sorry.
You can pick anything you want. Anything you want.
Okay, the Revival are really good in the ring. They are not the most creative guys outside of it. I definitely had a problem with them doing the whole Revolt thing, knowing that they had already wrestled a team on the Indies that was called the Revolt.
Yeah, it was weird.
That's really weird. And as someone who's been a musician all his life, and has had to deal with people copying stuff and different things like that, that kind of hit me like, bro.
Oh, totally, man. Yeah.
Them. Like, why would you do that? Why would you? And they're on the come up, so it feels almost worse. Like you were hoping that people would pay it, since you were big, you could just take their name and no one would care. The trolls would just be like, who cares about these little guys? We want to call these guys like, don't do that. That's just a dick move, So now that they've officially come out as fuck the rest, whatever. I guess that's, that's a little bit of a smoothing out of things. I guess they're not copying as much, but I just don't like their names. I think that we're going to get some amazing matches out of these two guys, because there's no question about it. These two dudes are two of the best wrestlers on the planet, especially as a tag team.
Yeah.
Just seeing them face off with Nick and Matt at the end, it was like, all right, it's going to happen. We've been waiting for this. It's going to happen.
Well, that's the thing, right, isn't it?
They were in WWE,
yeah, that's the thing, is that this really is like one hell of a long-term payoff.
Yes,
if you wanted this, you've wanted this for around about 4 years, which is an incredible amount of time. And so I like the tease. I like the tease where it looked like they were going to attack the Young Bucks, but instead they attacked the Butcher and the Blade, and yet there's still these sort of opportunities between the two to take advantage, but we don't do it. I know that there is some worry that we're going to go straight into the match and there should be some build. I don't think so, man. I think sometimes just strike when the iron is hot. If you're there... That's the thing, right? We've had it for years.
4 years. What are you talking about? Just get to the shits, man. What do people want, man? What do y'all want? Y'all want them to do the same thing they've been doing for 4 years again on TV? Just let the motherfuckers fight, man.
Exactly. I'm with you, man. Do you? I'll ask you this. Do you think that AEW is debuting too many people? Because obviously we had Brian Cage on Saturday too.
Yes, they need to just wait it out, at least until you can go 25% or something. I think, and this seemed to me like the perfect opportunity to give the guys who were already there a better shot, to get more TV time, exposure, practice, different things, because the fans are going to have a little more leeway during these times, if they have common sense. I guess you still got those idiots out there who will just be mad no matter what. But I feel like this would have been a good time to really get, the guys who helped start the company, the guys that they promised TV time, the guys who came from other companies. And, I feel like they could have really pushed those guys. Like, look what happened to Sean Spears. He's a jobber now, so I feel like they could have focused more on him instead of bringing a couple people in. They could have saved those guys for when the crowd, and it would have been beneficial to everybody. Brody Lee showing up when the crowd is back. Brian Cage showing up when the crowd is back. I think, especially those two guys. I think they're maybe debuting too many people. Because there's so, especially in the women's division, there's so many. Like, I want to see Big Swole on TV more. I want to see Pineapple Pete wrestle more. I want to see, where's Joey Janela? Does he? I think he's complained at a couple points that he's not getting enough TV time in AEW. They have a lot of wrestlers. They only have 2 hours of TV, not including Dark right now. So it's not a lot of space, which I understand. So maybe cultivate the talent, the homegrown talent that you believed in when you started the company, instead of bringing people in and bringing them straight to the top automatically. But I'm not a wrestling promoter. I'm not going to sit up here and pretend I understand how everything works backstage, or, what their plans are for everybody. I just really want to see those people who debuted with the company in the first month, first 2 months, first 3 months. I really want to see all those people, if they're ready. I don't want to see them on TV if they're crap, but if they're ready, I want to see those people get a shot, and I feel like this no fans era was a good chance to give some people a shot instead of introducing new talents. But,
That's fair, man. Like, I agree with you on that sense. It felt like a lot to me. I was like, another one. I don't mind it, because, look, do I want the revival there? Of course I want the revival there. I'm not crazy. But it was at the same time, I was like, this feels like we're rocketing through a lot of people. When, like you said, there's guys that we did have who we haven't seen for a while. It's tough, right? You've hit the nail on the head in the sense that they only have 2 hours of TV a week. And there's only so much you can do with that. And I do think mostly they've managed it well. But there is going to come a time when you're going to need to double down, and you don't want to forget about some of the guys. Although I do want to say, in AEW's defense, that I think what they've done with the likes of Darby Allin and Sammy Cabrera is, top notch. Absolutely top notch.